The heaviest weight that I remember checking was about 318 pounds. And, you know, when I was at that weight, day-to-day activities were difficult for me. Like, my kids, you know, they would want to go for a bike ride with Dad, and it was hard to go for a bike ride. My knees hurt, and, you know, I didn't have a comfortable bike, and it wasn't so much the bike as it was being overweight. Another thing that I recall is reading stories to my kids at night, laying in bed and having the weight of my own chest kind of, you know, making me get out of breath. I'd have to stop and catch my breath while I was reading a bedtime story to my kids. What happened to start the process was kind of an unfortunate thing, but my wife got a kidney stone, E. coli, and mono in a period of 14 days. And she lost about 40 pounds sitting on the couch doing nothing. All she could do was wake up and kick the kids out of the house to go to school every morning. And then after about a month and a half, I thought, wow, maybe I should get off my rear end and lose some weight. And she jokingly said, you know, this wasn't my choice. And I said, well, but you're doing it however you're doing it, and maybe I'll give it a try. And so then that's when I started, and I started to exercise and lose some weight, and then as she got to feeling better, then she joined me, and we've been exercising together ever since. In fact, my sister-in-law, kind of a funny story, before we all got started on this, we were sitting around watching TV one day, and she says, there was a commercial on TV, and it says, this magic pill, when combined with diet and exercise, is guaranteed to help you lose weight. And she turns to me and says, if I picked up a rock and put it in my pocket and combined that rock with diet and exercise, I would lose weight too. And we kind of got a good laugh out of that. And then I picked up a rock, and I've still got it. I've had a few people ask me where I got it. In fact, my sister-in-law asked me where did I get it, and I told her I got it in her front yard. And she said, I've been looking all over my yard for rocks like that, and I can't seem to find one. And I said, well, maybe I'll come over to your house, and I'll help you find one. I tried selling them on Facebook for $20, and nobody wanted one. I had no takers. I think having the health clinic, you know, for me was a good way to just get me thinking about it. You know, I think for a lot of people, just having been to one of those clinics, it makes you second guess and think, you know, the next time you're sitting down, is this really, you know, the right serving, or should I be eating this? Or I think, yeah, it was a good eye-opener for me. The kind of foods that I have chosen mostly are a lot of unprocessed stuff, you know, oatmeal, fruits, vegetables. That way I know what went into it, because if it's fresh, then I don't have to guess of what's in it. You know, we have a lot of salad and, you know, like beans, you know, stuff from a can that's not, has a lot of additives, those kinds of things. You know, I kind of gave up going out to eat, or at least going to fast food stuff. That's kind of a must when you're trying to lose weight. Actually, for me, at dinner time, I always eat, you know, really good morning, and then at lunch, and then our dinner hasn't really changed a whole lot since before I started to lose weight. It's just been more of a, you know, portion control. So then we've tried to kind of keep the portion control for the kids too, and, you know, to be able to set a good example that way. My motivation was seeing my success. So in the beginning, I told myself, or somebody had told me, 21 days makes a habit. And so I decided when I started, I'm going to do this no matter what. for 21 days. And then after 21 days, I'd reevaluate. And after 21 days, I had lost 18 pounds. So then my motivation was, hey, I can do this. Look at my results. And so then each week, that was my motivation to keep it up. And then the other thing was, when I would have a bad week, put it behind you and move on. Today's a new day. My first goal was to lose 50 pounds. And I think I did that in about 3 months. And then my next goal was 75 pounds, and I hit that in July. And then so I was setting short-term goals, so that, if you try and reach for it all at the same time, if it seems so big that you'll never get there. So I try and bite off a little chunk at a time. And I lost 100 pounds in 5 months by September. I don't think there is a secret. I think the secret is to do it every day. It's not something that you can do periodically. You have to do it all the time. So I tell people, no matter what you're doing, do something every day. So if your fitness level is that you can walk for a half an hour a day, walk for half an hour, but do it every day so that it becomes a habit and it becomes part of your daily routine. During the process, my routine was I get up every day at 4:45 and I exercise for at least an hour in the morning. And in the beginning, it was riding my bike, and because it was still cold this time last year, and I wasn't running because I couldn't run, just too overweight to run, so I rode my bike. And then we have a pool in our community subdivision, and when that opened on Memorial Day, I started swimming every day for an hour before work, and then riding my bike on the weekends. And then at night, all along, I've been walking with my wife. We walk about, almost 3 miles a day, and have almost every day since we started. The best part about it is it's allowed me to do things that I probably wouldn't have done otherwise, like all the running that I've done, running in the Roby Creek race, and I ran a marathon in December. I didn't even start running until September, and then my sister was training to do a marathon, the St. George Marathon, and I said, well, the doctor won't let me get in the pool since I had surgery. I had a hernia surgery in August, but he said I could get back to exercising as soon as possible, so I got back to riding my bike and started running, and started in September and ran a marathon in December. My dad had brain surgery a couple of years ago, and it was quite a helpless feeling to be sitting there as a family member and know that there's not much I could do to help him at that point. And I don't want my kids to have to sit there and have that, feel that way about the choices that I made. So try and make better choices, be a better example, and, hopefully live for a long time. What goes through my mind when I see pictures of myself when I was heavier was time lost with kids and family, I tried to do everything that I could, We went hiking and camping and did lots of things together, but, you only have one chance, and I feel like I missed out on a number of opportunities with my kids, and so I'm trying to make up for lost time by doing as much as I can with them now.